Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Apocrypha. I hope you're all doing well. I really do. Um, that wow, that is a very still rat dog. Wow.
It's very astute.
Oh, it's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's great.
Special.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I hope everyone is having a wonderful start to their weekend. Good to see everybody. Let me stop that music. There we go. It's good to see everybody. Tree Sap, Curse, Maeve, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. So today, if you couldn't tell by the title, which may or may not get this video demonetized, I really hope it doesn't, but we're going to be talking about somebody that is being called the Christian assassin, and this is going to be more Mystic's wheelhouse because he found it. And I mean, I read the article and whatnot, but he's a little bit more better versed on what's going on with it. But before we do that, he is going to throw the dog into the air and then tell everybody what the week's energy is.
Mazavenya bagagitiwa. Udimbe bindamo. Hey, sorry, Bubby, you gotta sit down.
Yep, I have got to get ready to show your cards.
So, I'm gonna use a deck that we've used before.
Okay.
I just like it. I don't think I've used it recently. But we are starting to get into that time. It's called the Obsidian Veil.
Cool.
It is by I believe it's by the Ethereal group. I have quite a few. This is how you know you're getting old. I need readers to look at my cards.
that dog is going crazy on your couch or your sofa. Like he's scratching the shit. There he goes again. There he goes.
Oh yeah, that's her thing. Let her do it. She's fine. Finn was doing it just a minute ago. She's trying to find China.
Something. What the fuck is that dog doing? Jesus Christ.
And then, as you know, nothing changes, and then she's like, "Oh, perfect."
Right?
Like, what the hell? So the Obsidian Veil is not a tarot. It is a oracle deck, and it is really just called the Obsidian Veil. Yeah, Tree Sap. I don't know if you've heard of this one, but it is a favorite of mine. I'm not huge on oracles. They're not my forte initially, but I really like tarot. But this deck is a really good one. So each deck has a person on them that you may or may not know. So our first card is Elizabeth I. I may have the body of a feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king. So this is Elizabeth I. So for our week, we're going to want to pull in some Elizabeth I energy. We may feel weak and neglectful and incapable in some areas of life, but we are strong in others. So we need to pull that energy in and use that energy to do what we need to do. Don't let anybody discount you or make you look like or feel like you're less than.
Very nice artwork.
Elizabeth I is this energy, just like it says, that we may look one way, but we have strengths that others may not know. And those are the strengths that we should lean into when we're working with other people, working with other energies, working with other things. Because, yeah, that's how we win at life, right? I may look, I may look harmless, but I have many other things that I can offer. You don't know me on the weekend. That's what she says. You don't know me on the weekend. Our second card is Mary Magdalena. The past does not define me. I rise from the depths of societal judgment. So Mary Magdalena is telling us, and we're kind of starting to go into the ancestor time, right? We're heading into spiritually the west, the fall, right? We're heading towards equinox. We're heading towards things that are starting to slow down. Mary Magdalena is like, look, even up until today, I can be a change. I can change today and be somebody new if I need to be and do what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my past has shaped me, it doesn't define me anymore because I can write a new definition. It may have led me where I go, but pay homage to your past, salute it, tell it did a great job or a shitty job, but salute it just like it is in the past. It's gone. It's not there anymore. So Mary Magdalena wants us to move forward. You don't forget the things that are in your background, but you certainly don't want to live there. Not a good place to live.
Definitely.
And the last card is Hildegard von Bingen.
Say what now?
My
What'd
words,
you call me?
Hildegard von Bingen.
Okay.
What did you call my mama? My words resound like celestial melodies as I embrace the harmony of creation. So this one's different than the other two cards, right? This is really taking us down a path of letting things be and being in harmony with things. And we talk a lot about, being your own deity and being your own force and living in the now and working that force of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This particular card says to me, hell yeah, man, do the shit, work through it. And if you add it with all the other cards, this is kind of that, pay respect, know where you came from, remember where you came from, don't stay where you came from, be something better, be something new, do something that's more more useful of your energy and your time. And now is the time to do it. And Hildegard just caps it off and says, yeah, not only that, we have the ability to make every single day and thing that we do something new and more acceptable and beneficial if we so choose, but we have to choose that. And if we choose not to do it, then that is a choice and we don't do it, and we will reap the benefit or the deficit of that choice. So cards are all about recognizing the past, but moving on from it and making things in our pathway more appropriate where they need to be. That's the Obsidian Veil.
That's I really do like
very
that
neat
work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very neat deck.
Too many words for me, though. Too many words for me.
I know words are hard, but it's okay.
No, it's not that. It's just I think it takes away from like the ability to interpret, like at least from the imagery itself, right? Because then you have like kind of like this preconceived concept of what it needs to be.
I know we've talked about in this past, and I get where you're coming from that, especially from like an oracle perspective. But for me, in this particular deck and a couple of them, it seems like this one is about, like I have one, what's the Madmen? I forgot what it's called, Madmen and something. And it's literally about those specific historical people. So they, not everybody's going to know. Tina, stop eating trash. Jesus, they're like toddlers.
Okay, no.
She's looking at me like I did something wrong. Honey, you're eating trash. But so when it's like a historical person, I like the words on that because I don't know who they're supposed to represent. Like in the image, that those images are actual people, not just images of somebody who should elicit a feeling. So I kind of like that in this case. But I am with you, and you've heard me say, well, I don't like words on the cards. So I get that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think for me, because like my primary thing is Oracle, right? Like I just like having the freedom of being able to kind of feel like what's coming through the card and not have kind of like something trying to guide me into what the creator thought it meant.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, like, yeah, I definitely get what you're coming from, though. May leave early since I have to prepare for a what? I don't know what that means.
For Deepnon? Deipnon. Oh, Google.
Oh, new. Okay.
What does Deipnon mean?
She put it.
Oh, I was gonna Google that shit.
New moon ritual for Hecate. Or I'm sorry. We got to say it like a particular person that doesn't get
Hecate.
along with this channel. Hecate.
A lot of people say Hecate.
Uh,
Yeah, but I mean that's more of like a Spanish pronunciation, like Tecate, like the beer. Like Hecate
Like in a lot of
works.
the folk music, they say Hecate and Hecate. I like the one that says Hecate, Hecate, Hecate.
Woody Rule.
Hmm. Yeah, no. I think Hecate
Ancient
works just
Greek.
fine. So anyway, what we're going to be talking about tonight, at least part of it, this is going to be one of those episodes that's it's going to spiral. I already know, because it's just how we do. But yeah. So Mystic sent me a couple of articles last week after we got off. One regarding, here, we pull these up, actually. So, yeah, so the Christian assassin, what was his name? David what? David?
The editorial is David French. The actual assassin is
Yes,
Vance Bolter.
Vance Bolter.
Yep.
So, I mean, he looks like a dipshit. Like, I'm looking at his photo. Like, he does look like a jackass. But so my go on this, right? So the guy didn't kill any witches or anything like that, but I've correct me if I'm wrong, but some of what he has been known to talk about is highly like anti-pagan, anti-witchcraft, anti-witch, right?
It is definitely anti anything that is not a very specific type of Christian.
Violent prayer.
It is focused on demonizing witchcraft, queerness, and Christian supremacy as a divine mandate.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the thing I'm talking about, though. Like, I mean, I've been saying this shit for years, like years. And Mystic, I mean, you can back me up on this. Both Mystic and Rook can back me up on this. I've been saying this for fucking years. Like,
never heard it.
That
I'm kidding.
all it's going to do is take one guy, one person, to think that they're actually doing God's work and start popping off and killing motherfuckers.
And he went after state representatives in Minnesota, killed one representative and her husband, and wounded and shot another one and her husband. And it was so funny because when it first hit, everybody was like, oh, we know who did this, blah, blah, blah. And then they find out. And I'm telling you, I know you have heard, I don't know if you heard about this before I sent you that article, but you're even not in the country. We're in the country. We watch news. We have radio.
Uh-huh.
Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's even after it happened. Two people, then the other senator died. Like everybody would have erupted. There's nothing. I mean, like they said it when it happened. They found him like a week later. Nobody said anything. Like it's not on news anywhere. It's dead.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like
weird.
As much as I hate to say this, I mean, I would prefer that to be like, you know, preferential political news, but unfortunately, I mean, the news itself, the news cycles usually lean pretty far left. So the fact that they're not even talking about it, there's I personally feel like there's like some hardcore pressure from the church, or at least some church, not to talk about it because his actions were, in his eyes, godly.
I mean, sure.
Which is just, I mean, I'm assuming here. I have no proof of this, by the way. I need to say that clearly. I have no proof of that. But the fact that nobody's talking about it.
So I've been using Ground News, if anybody's familiar with it. We're not affiliated with them. We're not, supported by them. But I ran this through Ground News and looked it up in there. And it is like it's not being picked up by really anybody. And when it is being picked up, it is very muted.
Mm-hmm.
And it was shocking to see it, and just kind of hear about it. But ultimately, this guy, he's a graduate of this Christ for Nations Institute thing, who condemned his attack, of course. But when you kind of go into what they teach, that's what they teach. They teach you know, all these different things that they say is you know, supportive and not violent, but they know better. They know better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one thing was violent prayer. And
Yeah.
then they claimed, "Oh, we don't mean it that
Yeah.
way." We
So
mean,
on this particular the charismatic Christians is a thing, like a little group that's associated with this CNFI group, school, whatever, which is where this guy graduated from. And they talk about violent prayer. So, you know, the news reached out and says, what do you mean you're not an aggressive group? You talk about violent prayer. Oh, it's just a means to bring attention to prayer that's really, you know, hyperbolic and you know, really gets them engaged. Like
Passion.
it says violent. The definition of violence is X, Y. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's kind of like,
not lukewarm.
yeah. So it's like y'all are fucking ridiculous.
Full of shit.
I mean, there's so many better words that could be used, like, I don't know, fervently or something. Like, you know, why violence? And that's the thing, right? Is like, you know, these people, these types of people constantly like to talk about us like we are a bane on the existence of this planet. And I personally believe, like, as far as I know, my own community, we are some of the most passive fucking people in the world. You know, like we don't.
Not, I don't think I'd say passive, but we seem to, and I say we when I am talking for other people, and they can say I'm wrong because I really shouldn't be talking for everybody. But I would, what my experience has been is it's not passive, but we are not actively targeting anybody. We want to be left alone to do our thing. That's really what it comes down to. Like, just, you know, stop legislating shit and stop trying to kill people in the name of it and say we sacrifice babies. Like, just stop. You know, it's ridiculous. That's going to get cut and clipped somewhere.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is like, I mean, I've told these motherfuckers before, like, I mean, I remember, you know, a couple years ago, I found this like Catholic Church fucking podcast thing that they had fucking, what's his face, fucking Milo Yiannopoulos. Like, he was, like, used to be like a kind of like a right wing kind of like talking head, right? And like, he was interesting because he was funny because, you know, I mean, he was gay and he was Republican and, you know, he was humorous. Now he's completely denounced his gayness in the name of God. Like, he says he's not gay anymore. And
I would like to know, how do you do that? Because,
well, I don't even want to get into that because it's fine. If you do that, there are so many different people that can do their things. If we want to find an example of something, we're going to find it. If you want to find, like, there's just so much more complexity to it than that. If he used Jesus to denounce his gayness, then maybe he did. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. But that doesn't mean anybody else is going to, should, would, want to, try to. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't.
I just
matter.
don't think. I think the thing is it's so unhealthy because the thing is y'all know he's still fucking gay. Like,
but what if he's not? Does it matter?
No. I mean, the way that man talked about black cock.
I know. I'm just saying though, like, you can't. We can't. If we say that anybody can be whatever they want, we have to leave room for him to be whatever he wants. He just doesn't have to be a dick about it and try to say everybody else should do it too.
Well, anyway, the point that of me bringing that up wasn't Milo, but he was on that program that I sent a message to, because the thing is they had in the podcast talked about the necessity to use like physical violence in the name of God to further the, you know, the movement of God or whatever. And I had posted in the comment section, I said, I want you to take note that if you watch our podcasts, at least mine, and if you listen to what we talk, how we talk to each other and how we talk about other people, we're very nonviolent. But I will say this, that if you do bring violence into our world, we are not afraid to defend ourselves. And the funniest thing was they responded to me and their response was, bring it on.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm like, Yeah, this is
It's already
supposed to
been
be a
brought by
religion
you.
of peace and love, right? Like,
But we know it's not peace and love. Christianity is the bloodiest religion that's ever existed.
They always have, right?
But, well, yeah, but I mean, and there's obviously different dialects and different ways, different processes. Everybody still gets to be and do what they want to do. But right now, in the context of what we're talking about, I have yet to see a Buddhist assassin. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. A pagan assassin. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere that's pagan who has murdered somebody and is a piece of shit. There's a lot of them. I'm sure there's a left-hand path piece of shit. There's Christian. There's lots of pieces of shit. But I don't think we have a movement of, left-hand path assassins. Unless we're talking about video game assassins. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a thing. But it is a big thing for certain sections of the extreme Christian right.
And we're not trying to legislate against Christianity either.
Yeah.
Although we should.
Ever.
We've never done
that. Yeah, like the charter school that's trying to get a charter that it barely got struck down. Barely. 4-4 because one of the Supreme Justices sat out. The charter was denied for a private school to get a Christian school to get public money, as if it was a public school.
Well, yeah, I mean the problem with that is that it's a loophole school, right? Because it's a charter school, right? It doesn't consider itself like necessarily a private institution. So, but I completely agree that is a very slippery fucking hell, slippery slope.
Slippery slope.
It's a
slope, y'all. It's a slope.
Fucking slippery slope for us to be on.
Well, people want it. Like, there's even some pagan people that says, "Good, they do it, then we're going to do ours." I'm like, yeah,
no.
We're not organized like that. That's not going to happen. No. They will blow up so fast.
I mean, look what happened with the whole statue of Baphomet thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
Like, I mean, the thing is like, I mean, the temple of.
I know.
The Satanic Temple already has shown us what, legislators are willing and not willing to do, and how much bullshit that they pull to make things complicated, to have the double standard, that it's okay to have the 10 Commandments out, but it's not okay to have a statue of Baphomet.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know that, we're not going to get what we want. So, like, I don't know why we fall into that game where it's like, oh, yeah, sure, let them do that so we can do it too. Who the fuck's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Nobody's going to fucking do it. Nobody's going to come up and say, okay, we're going to do a pagan charter school. No, it's not going to happen.
Nope. And if they tried, they would find a way to block it somehow.
Exactly. So, it's like,
we just don't have
would I think it'd be cool if there's like a fucking pagan school, like a Catholic private school, there's a private pagan school? That would be fucking amazing. But who's actually going to do that? Fucking nobody.
What's scary is the only reason that it got knocked down was because Justice Amy Coney Barrett, Amy.
She recused herself.
She recused herself, yeah. So because she recused herself, because she was connected to somebody in the lawsuit, like some way, she is thank you for her at least being honest about that, like having to recuse herself. That left a 4-4 decision. Like, that's not okay. 4-4 people thought it was okay to use public funds for a Christian school.
That's abortion Amy. That's what I call her. Abortion Amy.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. And the thing is private tax money should not be going towards shit like that.
Any
money,
pagan or otherwise.
Yeah, any government funding should not be like. I mean, in that article, I like how he covered the fact that there was like a uproar about getting public funding for, was it like a Christian school or something like that, to fix their park, or something like that, like their playground or something. Like, so, like, I mean, it's just like,
raise money.
If you're a private institution, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, you throw up a GoFundMe, man. Like, I mean, do like what fucking everybody else does. Don't force taxpayers, or don't force people to pay for something that they don't want to fucking pay for. Like, regardless if like there are a bunch of people that would want to do that, our tax dollars can be better used in other places.
Sure.
It's just fucking ridiculous. It really is. Well,
That's my whole thing. What Kirsch just said. If they're going to get funding, then they have to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with churches. If churches are going to be political, fine, but they have to pay taxes then.
Yeah,
Drives
exactly.
me bonkers.
Yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous.
And sorry, I guess I should have said we did switch that topic. Those are both related, but that was another article that I was reading. Both of those articles are
related.
from. Yeah, they're both from a pagan, The Wild Hunt, which we get a lot of. We read a lot, and it's definitely biased. Obviously, it's pagan, lots of queerness on there, and it's definitely a left-leaning site.
No, but the thing is like there's nothing there. There's nothing in those articles that I disagree with.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I like how one of the comments is it would be great if the way people think rose-colored glasses that if they did it, we would do it too. I'm like, we don't have the numbers or the strength to do it. Like,
no, they're very organized.
They're very organized,
very, very active.
So it's just like
pagans aren't by nature, and I like it that way.
I don't know. It feels like every time something like this crops up, it's more and more severe. What happens?
Just chip until it breaks.
Yep.
And then it happens.
And you get these mega churches that are doing the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? They're pushing their followers, like they preach violence. Even if they don't literally directly preach violence, like the way the rhetoric that they use, right? For some reason, my
we see that
little tree sap.
Oh yes,
you got it.
My light went off for some reason. Just said, "Fuck you, we're going off."
Just kidding.
Right. God, that's bright now. Fucking hell. Way too bright. There we go.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with pagans and heathens and everybody in that group, like, we want to organize in small pockets because we want to know people that think like us, because there's not a lot of us, but none of us want to be in a mega church. Like, we don't, that peoply, I don't know a single pagan of any flavor that is like incredibly peoply person. We want to be able to touch the group from here, but then be left the fuck alone.
Yeah.
At least me, in my opinion, a lot of us are like that.
Yeah, this is one of the things, like, what people kind of completely misunderstood, like the concept of when I talked about like occult unification. I never talked about like unifying in the sense of, like everybody believing the same thing, doing the same thing, and, like organizing in that way. But like having something in place, like an organization dedicated to, defending our rights, from different fronts, I think is a necessary thing, especially with the way things are going. How many different situations have we spoken about on this show about whether politicians or people on, the Christian right doing shit, and it slowly, it's either impeding on our rights to do something, like that guy that destroyed the Temple of Satan, or the Satanic Temples, what do you want to call it? Their vigil thing whatever they set up for the holidays. Remember I was talking about? Yeah. And
it's okay to do it to them, but not to anybody else.
Yeah. And he was a politician. Like, he was an active politician.
Making a statement too.
Yeah. And then the amount of money that he got on his GoFundMe within a few hours for his legal costs. It was disgusting. Then you get that guy wearing the God shirt you get the guy wearing the God shirt that tries to firebomb the Satanic Temple's fucking headquarters in Massachusetts.
The one you mentioned before that, wasn't that like it was nice too. It was a nice looking a portrait or something. It was some kind of like just relatively small installation somewhere.
It was a very small installation. It wasn't something extravagant, over the top, anything at all. It was very, down to earth. Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but because it was the Satanic Temple, like, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't like those guys. Like, I generally don't like those guys. Like, I think that they had a good thing going when they first got set up, and now I think they're just attention seeking. But it doesn't validate destroying what they did. Like, I mean, there's no justification for that action.
I think they're going to be crucial in the next 10 to 20 years for advocating for equality as it pertains to pagans and occultists.
Yeah, as much as I fucking
they
hate to say it,
are-
I agree.
They're attention seekers for sure, but they are in your face and they just don't give a fuck. And I think that is necessary. And that's one of the other things that's a separate subject that would probably talk about for a month straight, where there's a lot of occultists who are rag against the TST and other groups too, not just them. They're the most vocal, I think, and visual. But people rag against them and say, like, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to be a part of that. I'm like, yeah, but you're going to reap the benefits of when they break through. Like, they're the only thing keeping us as good as we have it right now, to be honest, getting in their face when they need to and making it a big deal.
Oh, I agree.
We need somebody to do that.
Well, I mean, the reason I mention that I don't like what they're doing, or a lot of what they're doing, is because it's important to note that, because I'm not defending them because, oh, it's the Satanic Temple and I think they're fucking awesome, rock on. No, like, I'm defending them because they're not doing anything illegal. You know, like with the stuff that they do, there's nothing illegal with what they're doing, and there's no justification for a politician to lose his temper and destroy their installation in a government building because he doesn't agree with it. That is the most anti-constitutional action I have ever seen a politician actually physically partake in recent years. And each time we talk about something like this, it's slowly progressing and becoming more and more
mainstream,
and more acceptable and more violent. Right now, it was politicians that this guy didn't agree with. But the thing is how much longer before somebody figures out where a public ritual is taking place with a coven, and they decide to go in with a couple AR-15s or a couple of shotguns and do God's work? How long?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm not going to say that, but I do not really go anywhere without some sort of personal protection. And I'm not talking about condoms. And we do public rituals at our group. That's all I'm going to say about that. So if somebody does mess with certain groups, there's going to be some pushback. But it's scary to think that that's necessary.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's absolutely terrifying. You know, and then the thing is these guys, like, these are the, like, the type of psychopaths that, like, fucking, like, Hitler would hire, right? Because, and I know, like, a lot of people don't like comparing shit to Hitler, and I'm not comparing shit to Hitler, but it's the type of people, right? It's the type of people that don't care. It's the type of people, if they find out you have a family, they'll go after your family to hurt you, right? And then they'll go after you because they think that they're doing God's work. These are the types of people that don't have a problem with killing kids.
And they'll never say it.
Exactly. They'll never fucking say it, but, like, these are the type of people that don't have a fucking problem with that type of shit. You know, these are the type of people, you want me to leave Hitler out of it? Fine, I'll leave Hitler out of it. These are the type of people that the cartel would fucking hire.
So
that's
crazy.
A more realistic comparison. These are the type of people that the cartel would hire to do their dirty work. Right? Christian nationalism. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, here's the thing. I don't think that there is necessarily or inherently a problem with being patriotic, right? But the problem is when you incorporate your religion into that, and when you go over the top, it's way too easy to go over the top with being patriotic. I love being an American. I'm proud to be an American. Like, there's so many different reasons why I'm proud to be an American. Does that mean that, like, I'm proud of my government? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean I'm proud of my government. It doesn't mean I'm proud of all of the decisions that the United States has made. But we're able to have this conversation because of the United States. this conversation, we can talk about these things and how we disagree with these things and not worry about getting black bagged, at least not yet. You know, because of the Constitution, because of that. But I don't like the direction things are going. Like,
very important distinction, though, isn't it? Patriotism and nationalism.
Yeah.
It's always been funny to me where if you speak out against your government, you're not a patriot. But patriots talk about, just as an example, I know I'm not getting into it, Confederacy and the Confederate flag. That's literally the premise of speaking out against your government.
Mm-hmm.
They lost, but those people, and that is what they revere, and then they're mad when somebody else does it for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk to people, when they're like, for the whole kneeling thing and during the Pledge of Allegiance, it's right. I get terrified that people pledge allegiance to the flag or to whatever of the United States, and that's it. They don't pledge allegiance to support the people that it represents.
That's the important
Definition
distinction.
of false
Yes.
flag, right? They're false, whatever you call it, false god. You're, oh yeah, I'm American, or blah blah blah. American's great, blah blah blah. And they're like, well, I'm an American too, and you know, I like some things and I have problems with some things, but I agree to disagree. We have these conversations. Yeah, yeah, but you're not a real American because you said the government's bad. Like,
Gosh,
really?
that's bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Like, come
the
on,
most
now.
patriotic thing you can do, and I'm going to say this, and this is coming from a patriot.
And
the
I
most
already agree, and I
patriotic
know
thing
it.
you can do is protest.
Yep.
That is the most patriotic thing, the most constitutional thing that you can do as an American citizen is protest.
Yep.
It just is. Like, beyond freedom of speech, beyond the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, beyond all of that, the most patriotic thing, the most constitutional thing that you can do as an American citizen is protest something that you disagree with, because you have that right to do it.
And I hate when it gets violent, and I really wish that wasn't a thing, and that does need to be addressed. But I can understand why some people feel it's necessary to get to violence at certain places. It's not right. I don't agree with it. I'm not saying to do it.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing to kind of, I agree with you there. Like, that's the kind of like the hard thing that's the hard line, right? To help get people to understand is like, I don't agree with it. I don't think it should ever get violent, you know? But I mean, in the heat of the moment, shit happens, you know? And do I think that those people should be arrested? Yeah. People to get violent in a protest, I definitely think that they should get arrested. They need to reap the consequences just like any other American citizen would for doing those actions. But does it mean that I don't understand? And I think people confuse understanding with condoning.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can understand an action without condoning the action. And understanding the action also doesn't mean that I believe that somebody that commits an illegal act deserves any leniency because of it.
Correct.
So it's a very important distinction to make with that. Here we're talking about violence without, I don't understand at all how somebody like this Vance Bolter, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yep.
Thought it was okay to do what he did. Why the guy that firebombed the Satanic Temple, I don't understand why he thought it was okay to do that. Why that politician thought it was okay to destroy the Satanic Temple's, you know, installation at, you know, a holiday government showing. I don't understand that. I don't, these are actions that I don't understand. Because there's a lot of things that I don't agree with. I don't agree with the Catholic Church or the Christian religion, but I'm not going to start burning churches.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I don't understand it. You know, beyond, you know, the realm of, you know, condoning, right? Like, is obviously you don't condone violence, but there's not even understanding there.
Yeah, and there's I know this sounds selfish and one-sided, and maybe it is, but I feel like there's a difference when an oppressed minority group feels a violent reaction like a caged animal versus a majority suppressing something that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's a difference in that. It's fundamentally I don't like it. I think it's wrong. Just like you said, and I would never condone it, but I do understand it. And
Mm-hmm.
I wish more people would understand, like, if I'm out at a protest, for example, and I'm protesting for gay rights because we are watching some of our rights being attempted to be eroded actively as we speak in the Supreme Court. There is a new thing that's going to be heard to reverse the Obergefell, which is the gay rights rules,
Mm.
right?
Marriage
And
equality.
if that happens, I might protest. I might get aggressive, but I'm not going to hurt anybody. But I can understand why somebody would be that angry. And they're like, the other side says, well, you're forcing us to believe in what you believe in. And I'm like, no, I'm forcing you to not legislate on behalf of what you and I believe in. Either you legislate equality or you disband both.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And and to me, I want to disband both. I want smaller government. I'm a small government person. I have zero affiliation anymore with either side because the two side parties, they're both fucking evil.
Mm-hmm.
I literally thought about it the other day, and I know we've said it before, but look, as above, so below. Perfect analogy here.
Mm-hmm.
You have your extremes of polarity, and those are the two extremes. They're not
Yeah,
good.
both sides have gone way too far. There is no middle ground anymore.
No.
Like you can't stand in the middle anymore. You can't be, right leaning or left leaning. You're either far left or far right. And, I'd like to consider myself a centrist because there's things on both sides, policy wise, that I agree with and disagree with. But there's no center ground anymore. And like, I feel politically homeless.
Yeah. I mean, politically, I'm most aligned with libertarian, but even they're not exactly what I'm looking for. So it is what it is from that perspective. For me personally, I wish it would be a little bit easier to just say, yeah, like, I don't want somebody who hates gay people to be, no, right?
Mhm.
I don't want somebody who hates gay people to change their mind. I really don't give a flying. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want you to be in charge of legislating things that affect my life.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want me to be able to get married, then fine. Don't make me pay taxes. I'll make that deal. Sure. Hell yeah, man. I
Yeah.
will, no offense. We'll go to a church and have our certificate. We'll let the government take our marriage away if they say we don't have to pay taxes because we're not getting the same benefit. And it's the same thing religiously. You don't have to like paganism. You don't have to like left-hand path. But you don't get to legislate against it or drive hate towards it. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah, no, definitely.
This guy killed two people, like a woman and her husband, and I didn't like them either. As far as when I read about like their stances on things, I don't like it. Hell, if I'm gonna go kill somebody over it though, like, and that didn't just happen. That guy didn't just decide one day to kill people. He grew that.
He targeted them. Yeah.
Not even that, but he grew it. He developed that. It's insane.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I love to visit Canuckistan.
Man, I don't know how I feel about Canuck. I don't know how I feel about having a country that has that many French-speaking people in it, right above the United States. But so
you just go up there and just play Expedition 33 the whole time, and
yeah,
it's a French game. I'm French. That's right. I'm one of you.
So, but no, I don't have any problems with Canadians. You guys make fucking badass maple syrup. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I've actually gotten my hands on some actual maple syrup. Oof, god damn, this shit's good. So I don't know. We have been slipping through the cracks, and we've been allowing ourselves to slip through the cracks for quite a while now. And as much as I hate to say it, people like this Vance individual are a product of what is currently happening spiritually and politically in the United States. And there's no way to wiggle around that. The amount of division that is being pushed every day through the radio, through all sorts of different types of media, social media, the news, I mean, I barely watch the news anymore. You know, because
We don't much either.
it's like it doesn't matter like what side you lean on. Like if you're watching CNN, if you're watching MSNBC, if you're watching fucking Fox, you know, it's always hating somebody. It's always it's no longer the news. The news is supposed to be this is what's happening. Make up your own fucking minds. That's what the news is supposed to be. Now it's everyone's interjecting their fucking opinion into it. It's nothing more than an opinion piece on every fucking channel.
Yep. Ground news. I'm telling you, if anybody's interested, you do have to pay for it, but it's worth it. It does a great job of giving you information, and it'll tell you the left leaning and the right leaning headlines, and give you the center leaning ones that are just factual. And it's really nice to see how those things work, and it definitely helps open your eyes to the whole bullshit of the news and all that stuff. And I'm not one of those. Oh, the news is the evil news. Blah, blah, blah. They're doing what they can. Like they literally, in my opinion, the news has become what people want it to be. You know,
it's always been a ratings game.
We
anything on
it.
TV, like it's a ratings game. Like even if it's Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever, like it's all ratings. Like why do you think Netflix puts out a TV show and if it doesn't get like 10 million people watching it the first season, they cancel it? Right? It's all ratings, and you know the news is doing the same thing. They're running the news cycle the way they see that's going to get people to watch it. When did you guys get another cat?
We've had 2 cats.
Really?
That's Nefertiti.
Nefertiti.
Nefertiti?
Neff.
Nefertiti. Kitty.
She's a beast.
Meow.
Yeah, Nefertiti.
They're never on camera though. That's the thing, right? Like that's the first time I think I've seen.
Yeah, their little cat place is like right out of the camera. She doesn't usually come over. And Finn tears after him.
There you go. So, yeah. So I think the point of today's episode is one, just to kind of bring this to your guys' attention that this is happening, or this is something that has happened. How it potentially correlates to us, because what had happened isn't inherently connected to anti-paganism in the sense that like pagans weren't harmed or anything like that, but it does draw dangerously close to home, because with this person's ideals, with the way that this person was thinking about things, he could have very easily made a different decision about who he was going to kill that evening.
Yep.
And that's the worrying part of it, right? So I would urge everyone, and it's sad that I have to urge people to do this, but if you live in the United States, do exercise your Second Amendment right. Do keep yourself protected. Like I'm going to, if you are an American citizen, you live in the United States, please do that.
And don't just do it though. Learn how to do it.
Yeah. Like
practice.
Yeah, do it the right way.
Safely.
You know, just because it's better to have it and not need it and not have it.
Sure.
So I would definitely urge all of our American viewers to take advantage of that right while you can. Because if and the reason I say while you can is not because I inherently believe that Trump is going to take away the Second Amendment right. I highly doubt that, but it has been played with so much that eventually at some point be worried when an administration manages to remove or create an amendment that strips away the Second Amendment. Like that is something that you need to worry about, because that's the first thing to go when you have a dictatorship taking over. The populace's ability to defend themselves. So, yeah. So yeah, this episode was just to kind of bring the stuff to your guys' attention, let you know that it happened, how it correlates, and for you to watch Rook sniff things out of Mystic's hand.
On my finger.
I will. Taste it
Right.
too.
So yeah. This is Mystic's birthday week. Is this Friday? This Friday coming is your actual birthday?
It is.
So
I'm ancient.
what's the big number you're hitting?
Justified.
I'm still in the mid 40s.
Mid 40s. All right. All right.
Getting old, y'all.
Yeah. They're with you, homie.
I have to
So
wear readers to see my tarot cards.
I'm getting to that point. I'm at that point now where like when I grab my phone and I need to read something, I need to go like this. Like I hold it out like 10 feet away from my fucking face.
Yep, that's it.
So, yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there. Anyway, everyone, thank you for joining Apocrypha. You guys are fucking amazing. You're the reason we do this. Tomorrow morning, Satan and Coffee, 10 a.m. Sorry I missed the Friday edition, but you will definitely be getting Satan and Coffee tomorrow. I will try to do an extra long episode to make up for Friday. No promises, but I will try. With that being said, thank you, everyone. You guys are fucking amazing. As always, hail thy fucking self. See you in the next one. Peace the fuck out.